Welcome back. Adi Godrej is a man who perhaps invented time and the clock. A stickler for punctuality, the chairman of the Godrej Group is one of the most enterprising businessmen our country has ever produced. Rajiv Lulla caught up with him when he dashed in and out of Chennai recently.
Welcome, Adi.
Thank you.
When was the last time you were in Chennai and what brings you here today?
Well, I think the last time I came here might have been about a year ago, but I don't exactly remember. I don't come that often to Chennai. And I came here for a CII National Council meeting today.
So, Adi, tell me, I know that you have been acquiring a lot of businesses recently. We've seen that in the press, and it looks like the business is doing pretty well despite a slowing economy in the country. How do you do that magic?
Well, even when the economy slowed down, most of our businesses, especially our consumer businesses, continued to do well. So our FMCG businesses, our consumer durable businesses continued to do quite well. A couple of our businesses were affected during the slowdown period between October 08 and March 09. Property development, residential property demand did go down a lot, as you know, across the board in India. And some of our export oriented, we have an oleochemicals business which is very export oriented, that was affected a bit. But by now, all our businesses are doing very well. I think that generally the Indian economy has recovered extremely well. The fiscal stimuli, the monetary stimuli have worked very well. And I think now onwards I see good growth for the Indian economy and our businesses.
So I remember when I was growing up, you were the first sponsors of that program called Bunyad. It was very popular in those times. How have the times changed? What's your media presence like these days?
Much enhanced. We're advertising much more than we were a couple of years ago. For example, we've sponsored we're joint sponsors of both the IPL television broadcasts last year and this year. We had a unique thing we did recently, I think it was on Star, where we had a special show around our products in our group called Khelo Jito Jio, I think that was what it was called. And all the products there, people would win our products, etc. It was a unique proposition. But generally speaking, we've increased very considerably our advertising investments.
So Adi, we all know that Godrej is doing pretty well in Mumbai, in Delhi, in north of India. How about the south? What is Tamil Nadu like for your business?
We are very strong in Tamil Nadu. Some of our products, let me explain. We have a soap brand called Synthol, where I think about 40% of our national sales, maybe 35, I don't know exactly, come from Tamil Nadu.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it's an extremely strong brand in Tamil Nadu. We have a household insecticides business with brand called Goodnight, which is extremely strong in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is the strongest area for us in that business, and that's quite a sizable business. Similarly, there are many others. Our animal feed business is very strong in Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu is a very strong state for us.
Now, Tamil Nadu is also the third largest economy, GDP-wise, in this country, behind only Maharashtra and Gujarat. So from a manufacturing base, from a service industry base, supply chain, vendors and all that, how important would Tamil Nadu be for you?
Fairly important. We have several manufacturing units in Tamil Nadu. We don't make any of our consumer products in Tamil Nadu, but we have animal feed factories. We have distribution centers. We have an oil palm company in Tamil Nadu, which is in the oil palm business. We are the largest in oil palm in the country. And the two major centers for that is Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh.
You know, I also know that your foundation and your company is very active in corporate social responsibility initiatives, and most of those are primarily located around Mumbai, if I'm not wrong?
No, I wouldn't say so. They are spread across the country. Clearly, I would say Mumbai and its surroundings would have a predominance of it because that's our headquarters, that's where we started. But our activities are around the country. You know, 25% of our holding company, family-owned holding company, private company called Godrej and Boyce, which is also a very large manufacturing company, is owned by the Godrej Trust. So a large part of the dividends of the group go to the trust. And of course, like other philanthropic activities, we support health, education. But a major area of focus for us is the environment. So for example, we have set up the World Wildlife Center India office in Delhi, which was donated by us. We are very active with the World Wildlife Fund. We're in Hyderabad, together with CII, we have set up the CII Godrej Green Business Center.
Right. And it meets the platinum standard.
Which is the first platinum building in India. Now there are several. And it teaches Indian industry why green business practices are very good for the business. And it has had a tremendous effect on Indian business, to my mind.
So what about other brands?
Yeah, we have two consumer products companies in South Africa. One of them is a hair color company. The brand is called Inecto. And we are leaders in hair color in South Africa and 9 other southern African countries.
Pretty good. And you command a 40% market share in the hair color business in India as
India
well.
also we are the leaders. The One Kinky is a business which sells synthetic and natural hair like wigs and add-ons, etc. But because African women spend a lot of money on those kind of products.
Right.
And that's a company we acquired only a little over a year ago. Rapidol we acquired about 3 years ago, which does the hair color business. So we have a fairly strong South African presence in consumer products.
There you go. And you've also acquired a brand and a company in the UK as well?
Yes, we've acquired a company called Keyline in the UK, which has well-known brands like Cuticura, Erasmic. It's doing very well. I must tell you an interesting story. Right now, a lot of consumer products companies aren't doing too well in Britain. Keyline is booming because the Cuticura hand sanitizer is a leader in its category in Britain, and because of the swine flu epidemic, demand has gone through the roof.
So what's the future like?
There are two big new drivers for the economy to my mind. One is the introduction of the GST on 1st of April 2010, the goods and services tax. That will add 1 to 1.5 percentage points, other things being equal, to India's GDP growth. And I think that will be a great boost to the economy. The other thing I see happening is affordable housing. Everything has come into place. Low mortgage rates, low cost of steel, cement, construction. There will be a lot of affordable housing being available. If that goes well and strongly as I expect, that will again add about a percentage point to India's GDP growth rate. So I think the Indian economy recovering, new initiatives coming into place, I expect next year will be very good for the Indian economy. We will be back on the 8% plus growth path. And the year after that, maybe that 10% plus which we've always looked at, never achieved, may be achieved.
Maybe it's the free markets that are doing the trick for us.
Yes, but I think I must give credit to our government that the action they took post the global meltdown, the global financial crisis, in both fiscal stimuli, cutting the SENVAT rate, the excise duty by half, and the monetary policy making it easy, has helped dramatically. So I feel that the action the government took has ensured that our economy has been the least affected economy due to the financial crisis in the world.
Well, great.
And I would like to compliment them on that.
So I think a whole lot of our audience is about 18 to 30 years old. You know, that's our target audience. So all these youth, you're in Chennai, what would you tell them? What should they aspire for? By the way, we're in every school and every university, SRM, VIT, name them.
Great.
So what would you say to them?
Well, I think that they are living in great times in India. I think by the time the 18 and 30-year-olds become my age, India will be a developed country. I expect India will be one of the most important economic and politically relevant countries in the world. And I would say they should focus on building a very strong career. And I think the great thing young Indians should focus on is leadership, how they can provide leadership.
Just summarize what leadership is for you.
Well, if I were to describe leadership in one sentence, I would say a good leader thinks the future backwards rather than the present forwards.
Well, that's a deep thought indeed. Thank you, Adi, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And finally, actor turned director Srinath tells us his money mantra.
Actor-director Srinath likes to be on the move. His roving eye is always looking for the perfect frame, and he gets easily excited when he is on location. This celebrity takes his craft as seriously as his money matters.
Money is the basic and most important requirement of mankind, and like everybody else, money is very, very important for me. I invest my money in mutual funds, in gold, and in land. I feel that is a wise way of investing money, because all this appreciates. I want 0% risk. So, you know, it's always better to invest money which any field which appreciates. I don't want to take a risk I don't want to gamble with money.
Businessline will be back soon with your weekly roundup of market updates, business news, and CEO chats. Send us your comments on feedback@NDTV-HINDU.com. Goodbye.